There are so many people around the world that share the same beliefs in God. Unfortunately, these beliefs are based on erroneous hearsay. The mere idea that some entity of godlike proportions created all that there is widely and nonsensical. It never ceases to amaze me how many people still cling to such archaic beliefs. A lot of religious fundamentalists are so inclined to respond aggressively if their monumentally unfounded core beliefs are challenged. Let us use prayer as an example of this erroneous hearsay. Okay, people who pray for some reason are unable to see what is going on. Whenever a person prays for something, and that something happens, prayer is always to blame. People always pray for things that are likely to happen. If not now, then later. When this happens, it's what we call a coincidence. It does not matter whether you believe in coincidences or not, because your unwillingness to go along with rational logic is irrelevant. Things happen, I guarantee you, and usually it's simple randomness. I can't follow ignorance, nor can I allow myself to ignore those who do follow it. Why? Because believing in something that isn't real and convincing otherwise, rational, sane people, the contrary, is a threat and a detriment to the progress of humanity. My next example of a religious fanatic's unfounded system of beliefs reverts back to the Bible, the Book of Mormon, and even the Quran. How can these supposedly educated and intelligent people believe these horrendously sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, anti-life, repulsive, depraved, and demented works of literature? I've read many verses and psalms from the Bible, and so much of what I have read was spectacularly intrusive. It led me to my next argument regarding the feasibility and credibility of those who claim to a unanimous consensus that the Bible is the Word of God. The Bible not only condones slavery, but eagerly promotes it. Would those of the cloth appreciate their own children being someone else's slave? I don't think so. Slavery is so welcomed by the Bible, and the Bible is the Word of God, and God is perfect, then why is slavery banned or illegal in virtually every country on this planet? A huge misconception from the religious community pertaining to the accuracy of our findings regarding the contradictions of the Bible is that us atheists are misled, that we are misinterpreting what we are reading. This is clearly a cop-out. There are over 1,000 passages in the Bible and Quran that signify very clearly the intentions of God's commands and punishments that would follow as a result of disobeying Him. Here are just a couple verses from the good book. From Judges 21:10-24 NLT. So they sent 12,000 warriors to Jabesh Gilead with orders to kill everyone there, including women and children. This is what you are to do, they said. Completely destroy all the males and every woman who was not a virgin. Among the residents of Jabesh Gilead, they found 400 young virgins who had never slept with a man. And they brought them to the camp at Shiloh in the land of Canaan. The Israelite assembly sent a peace delegation to the little remnant of Benjamin, who were living at the rock of Rimmon. Then the men of Benjamin returned to their homes, and the 400 women of Jabesh Gilead who were spared were given to them as wives. Of course, this was against their will. But there were not enough women for all of them. The people felt sorry for Benjamin because the Lord had left this gap in the tribes of Israel. So the Israelite leaders how can we find wives for the few who remain, since all the women of the tribe of Benjamin are dead? There must be heirs for the survivors so that an entire tribe of Israel will not be lost forever. But we cannot give them our own daughters in marriage, because we have sworn with a solemn oath that anyone who does this will fall under God's curse. Okay. Now, before you tell me that I'm taking what I just wrote and read out of context, how about this? This is straight out of the New Testament. I praise you for being faithful in remembering me. I also praise you for staying true to all my teachings, just as I gave them to you. Now I want you to know that the head of every man is Christ, the head of woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. For every man who prays or prophecies with his head covered brings shame on his head, and every woman who prays for prophecies with her head uncovered brings shame on her head. Okay, this is from Corinthians. So this is some really, really fucked up shit. Okay. The very notion of an omnipresent and infinitely powerful and timeless entity of godlike proportions is an insult to all that is rational, logical, and sane. The fact that the vast majority of people on this planet during this period still believe in this crap just shows our steady decline of our civilization. I cannot in good conscience permit myself to believe this. I mean, the most asinine part of their argument on the existence of God is that God created himself. I rest my case.